Crawford trainer says it's Canelo or retirement. Is this fact or fiction? What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. Alright, so Terence Crawford's trainer recently gave an interview and he spoke about the potential matchup between Terence Bud Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. He has some really interesting things to say. I just want to break all this down, get my 5,000 nickel for anybody a lift.
Not really, man, because there's nothing else left for Bud to prove at 54 or going back down to 47. I mean, he didn't accomplish everything that we set our eyes on. Just that, he wants that Canelo fight, and I want him to have it too, because not only will it solidify him as a fighter, it'll solidify as us coaches when we get the job done.
Alright, so Terence Crawford, Canelo, BoMac, what's really going on?
And I don't want to hear another damn word about it. I ain't sick, I ain't nervous, and I ain't upset.
So BoMac recently gave an interview and he was asked whether there's anything else for Terence Crawford to accomplish besides a Canelo Alvarez fight.
This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
And if there's nothing else for him to accomplish, what does Bud do if he doesn't get the Canelo fight?
They're going to work you all day, every day, till you back give up.
And BoMac's answer was kind of interesting to me. He basically said that he feels like it's Canelo or retirement.
It's an ambush, man. I ain't got to stay around for this. I'm out.
And there's nothing left for Terence Crawford to do at 154, which is strange. And I want to explain that here in a second. And there's nothing else for him to do at 147, which is crazy. And there's really nothing else for him to accomplish if he goes further up in weight.
You ain't down with that? Shut your goddamn ass up.
So let's start with 154. It's crazy because just a few weeks ago, before he had that Madrimov fight and before we saw that lackluster performance, he was raving and ranting about how he wanted to be undisputed at 154 pounds.
Your ass about to break through the seat of your pants.
And he wanted to make history at 154. And as soon as you have a bad showing versus a journeyman, now your whole mind state has changed about 154 pounds. And really, I don't even think it has a lot to do with Madrimov. I think it has more to do with he's going to end up either having to fight Errol Spence or he's going to end up having to fight Jermell Charlo.
You scum-sucking son of a bitch!
And he basically turned both of those fights down. And if he goes back on what he said, it's going to make him look even more retarded than he kind of already looks.
No, I got to cut you. That's the rule.
So I think that it's more of egg on your face for Terence Crawford at 154 than him not having anything to accomplish at 154, because undisputed is right there. I think the pathway to undisputed is not as simple as he thought it was going to be.
What kind of bullshit is this?
As far as 147 goes, he said there's nothing else for him to accomplish at 147, which is a lie. The problem, I think, once again, is the pathway for him to accomplish something historical would be a lot more difficult, like becoming undisputed twice at 147 and really having to fight all those fights, because he only had to fight basically 2 credible fights to become undisputed at 147, which was the Errol Spence fight and the Jeff Horn fight, which was an all-around travesty because they robbed Manny Pacquiao for Jeff Horn to be in that position anyway.
Run like a big fool!
And, for him to say there's nothing else to accomplish at the higher weights, I don't know who he would fight beyond 154 other than Canelo and really think that he has a chance of winning, because a lot of those dudes are way bigger than Canelo, way stronger than Canelo, and Canelo even, refuses to fight some of those guys. So I don't think it'd be nothing that Terence Crawford could do with him. Listen, Terence Crawford, I think at this point, he's talked his way out of a lot of great situations.
You cannot erase it from the internet. The internet seems to get hit in your clip.
He could have had a great situation with Charlo. He could have had a great situation with the Errol Spence rematch, you know, if he would have went back in there and beat the crap out of Spence again, hey, you would have doubled up on your payday and you would have gotten Spence twice in your career. But instead, he talked his way out of a lot of these fights and hyped himself up to something I don't think he can really accomplish at 154, which is becoming undisputed.
Time for plan B.
Son, this is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass!
So, at this point, I think it's retirement or Canelo for Terence Crawford.
I don't want to change, man. I like who I am.
I mean, we gotta know where his money going to.
I like who you are too, but look at that. You know? You don't want to believe this, but that ain't us up there no more, pal. We can't do that the way we did it before.
I mean, we gotta know where his money going to.
We're changing. We're like turning into regular people.
Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. That like button for me. Share. Subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. But you're more than likely to get a response on the tubes or holler at me over there. If you want to collab or feature a product, your channel, my channel, feel free to hit my Gmail because it is a flock of cards at gmail.com. And we are man here.
Don't try this at home.
I don't know shit about boxing.
If you're from the field, you know I'm fucking with you. If you're from Kentucky, you know I'm fucking with you. You ain't never heard of me, you wanna get familiar. Well, my nigga, let me paint a picture. 12 motherfuckers splitting 3 bedrooms. Dang, my nigga, let me get some leg room. Every single night we watch the 10 o'clock news. Young black man murdered over tennis shoes. Every year we move to a brand new hood. Had to fight a nigga just to make it understood. Bitch, I learned to fight from Wayne and your nugget. First thing they taught me, nigga, swing if you touch it. Moved out of town when I turned 19. Seen $400 pounds of light green. Moved back home before I turned 20. I guess you could say that was the birth of Louis Keys. It was time to let these niggas know my name. Young Real introduced me to the game. He was rapping too big back in the day. When they had Daddy-O and Hurricane, they was getting beats from Willie Will and Lil J. Can't forget Young Serge, they did they thing. That motivated me to do the same, and I did it. Spit it so clean, they thought I came from a dentist. This is for my niggas with a chain gang sentence. When you make it home, I got some change and some bitches. No hook, but they still play it in the club. 7 grams of the loud, paid about a dub. Cause I know the plug and I know the outlet. Feel snapback I got ain't came out yet. Nigga, please listen to the game that I'm slinging. Tax time come around, I claim like I'm banking. Ain't nothing worse than $1 million bitch that'll fuck for a purse. I need a nurse, I think I'm getting sicker. My nigga Dose came through with 2 bottles of liquor. This is for my nigga Moski and all the other real OG. Do a line, pop a pill, roll some weed. Take a seat and listen to the book of keys.